guys who don't have your back at it again. If you don't know, now you know.
Okay, you ain't gonna tell who I am. I'm Aunt Mary's niece, also known as Emma's daughter. And that's my daughter, y'all.
That's pretty much it.
So today we're going to be talking about, what we're going to be talking about, girl?
We're going to talk about a lot of things. You know what I mean? We're going to really get into it. We're going to talk about
relationships.
Yes.
What about relationships?
We're going to talk about insecurities in relationships.
Insecurities. What else?
Lack of communication in relationships. You know, and that's pretty much it. We're going to get into it.
But you know what? Before we get started, let me go ahead and help myself to my wonderful lipstick, because you know, every woman needs to have a painted house. Okay, now we can talk. We don't want no extra lips because we bring the juice, right? Right. Okay. So, you know, we always talking about stuff like behind the scenes, but a lot of times people don't get a chance to hear our discussions. So we thought that we will bring you all our air and flame energy. So can you guess which one is the air? Oh gosh. Okay, I could be a little bit flighty. So
I mean, you can really tell.
Really?
You know what I mean? And there's a lot of things I can say today, like, you know, honestly, most of the people that know they're very lucky.
What?
Very lucky.
That sounds kind of narcissistic. We'll talk about that at a later time. When do you want to do that?
Yeah, sure, I guess. Okay. So we're gonna talk about insecurities. Well, I've noticed that in a lot of relationships, you know, why don't y'all ask your partner, do y'all want comfort or solution?
Now, what are you talking about? Comfort and solutions.
Y'all just want something to say. And it's especially during around this time, so a lot of y'all are broke. Y'all can't afford those Valentine's Day gifts. So y'all start arguments for no reason. You know, so you know we can be mad at where you gotta buy it or nothing. And chocolates are $1. So, you know, it's really good thought that counts.
Oh, speaking of if somebody's broke and you need some money, guess what we got for you all? Can you see this? This is our success in money oil. This has proven results. If you need some money, honey, you better come and get this money oil. Just go to our website at www.auntmarysniece.com. I think currently we have 25 that has been activated. This works. Does it work? Yeah, wonders. This be your secret weapon. So if you ain't got no money right now,
you can get some.
Only thing you need to do is buy this. Invest into yourself. If you invest into yourself, your wallet is going to be happy, doggone it. So enough about that. Don't forget to get our Success and Money Oil. You can order it from Facebook, Instagram, and our website. We both used it, and we know it worked. Let's get back into it.
Yeah, let's get back into it. So back to what I was saying, like a lot of people are starting about arguments, you know what I mean? And you know, a lot of y'all are broke, and that's the truth, you know.
It's true.
It's the pandemic, you know. We're not gonna shame anybody being broke.
Or even if you're a college student. Let me tell you one of the wonderful things that happened to me when I was in college. Because even though she's 15, she's in college too. And so speaking of like some broke days, there was this gentleman his name was Al. He was from Florida. And he gave me a candlelight dinner, but we had no candles. You want to ask me how that happened? No. We was in the cafeteria and, you know, he smoked. So I was on this type of military diet. And so while I was eating my cereal, he had two lighters. And with the two lighters, he just had it lit the entire time I ate my cereal. And that was our candlelight dinner back in 1998. It is 2021. I still remember that. That was the sweetest, brokest moment. But had he had some of my money oil,
because it is not easy to keep things open with your
yeah, but if your hands are weed fingers, it's easy. Right. You know, CBD in certain parts of the area is legal, so it is what it is. But that happened, and then he also did something nice for me too. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. But get your success and money oil so you won't be broke, and you can give it to a loved one who may need success and money, even if you don't have a current job, this might help. And we got some other products and services that you can get as well. So, speaking of these little funny little attitudes and such that people get near Valentine's Day, because that's pretty much what you're talking about, right? People who don't want to spend no money and they got their. But then again, if you get in an argument, you're gonna have to make up. What you gonna do? Make up the day after? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a good time. That's a very good time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Okay, so I'm just gonna give my basic things, like I usually do, right?
Yeah.
I kind of
Very
went to the
basic.
doctor because but she was talking a lot, and I was,
Really?
yeah,
I always talk a lot. That ain't nothing new.
yeah, but she was talking on me, so I kind of just,
Okay. You know what? I had this job back in 2001, I think. Well, yeah, it was in 2001, and I was working at a telephone company, which was a cell phone company. And we had a training called Tone and Demeanor, and they taught us how to talk over people. So I'm still learning 20 years later.
it's my show.
It's my show.
It's my
It
show.
says Aunt Mary's niece.
It says Little Hunter.
You just a co-hit host.
Me, Larissa.
Yeah.
Michelle Walker.
Oh, yes. You're just a co-host. But you still Aunt Mary Niece is the way it goes because you came out of me.
Since when have I ever been okay? Co-host.
Yeah, I'm a co-host. That's what we are. Hey. Thank you all for joining. I can't see right now. Yeah, it's right here. I can see it. Look up at the eye. You see it? You better get back in the what we talking about.
I was trying to. Okay, so back to what I was saying. A lot of y'all broke, and that's okay. You know what I mean? I can't relate. Thank Lord.
Because she's using this money oil.
I'm just saying I can't relate.
Mhm.
But I can empathize. I think that's the right word.
Yeah, that's the right word.
Empathize. But I'm just saying everybody's been through something.
Mhm.
It's just not me.
And usually in college, you're supposed to be.
But I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those. So I can guarantee that.
Okay, now we're supposed to be on
So
topic.
back to what I was saying. A lot of y'all push out insecurities inside y'all relationships, and feel y'all relationship with bad energy is exactly why y'all relationship will never work out.
Yeah, because now with the bad energy, you feel it in and around. Would you like to say in and around? Bad energy. You know, you can have what you say, and the things that you think do become things. So always be mindful, even if that person kind of piss you off to the fifth degree, because trust me, I got a situation like that. Still speak good things over them if you want the situation to work out.
You know, it's just like I don't understand. What is the point? Okay, we've all been hurt in a relationship before. Not me, 'cause I'm not one of them, of course. But
What do you mean one of them?
I'm just not one of them. I'm a different breed. I really am. I'm just completely different.
Yeah, that is kind of true. You came out of me. We are real different.
I'm
It's
a
bounced
different
back.
breed. I don't really get hurt easily. You know what I mean?
Because you don't care easily. That's why.
Like the difference between me and most people, and I'll be back to talk to you in a little bit, but the difference between me and most people is that they put their all into something that they know is temporary. I'll never do that. I don't understand that. That's a waste of my time. Like if I'm gonna waste my time, I'm gonna waste it well. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all waste y'all time for nothing. And it's really something. You know what I mean? It sucks for y'all. I know it sucks for y'all. Y'all be getting y'all heart broken. I didn't get your heart broken together for a week. So, you know, I'm just saying.
But how about together for a month? Could you put a little bit of emphasis of your heart in something?
Honestly, no. Listen, I told you I'm a different breed.
Okay, how about 3 months?
I'm not gonna be with somebody for 3 months. That's wasting my time.
You were my child. Because when I was your age, I thought the same way. And had the audacity to say it. And my mom said, you know what? You need to shut up.
I'm just not one of them. Listen, I got things to do and people to play. You know what I mean? So, you know, I run my tricks. I do what I have to do and leave.
get off air. Okay?
It is what it is.
I know.
I ain't got no shame about it.
I know. That's a problem. Really?
I pride myself on my honesty. Yes, I run to my tricks as I should. Sure. Man, y'all should get on this. Y'all should hop on a train too. I'm saying, y'all let the men do it to y'all all the time. And when a woman does it, oh, she's all this, she's all that. You ain't right, I'm all that. That's how I get my money. Period.
Okay. Let me be clear. Because you know we're going on air. And I don't want anybody thinking that you got dudes,
I do.
but you don't.
I do.
Okay. And I'm going to shut that down. You think I will? Want I will I won't? Try me. Yeah. You won't be in chocolate factory. It don't matter. I'm going to shut that shit down. You see? Watch and see. Build your hands. Come on. Now, nevertheless, come on.
Back to what I was saying before I got rude and interrupted.
Don't be rude. You remember I told you about Tanisha?
It was. Oh, yeah. Y'all put y'all insecurities inside of y'all relationship. It's a whole new relationship. Okay? Now, here's the thing. If you're getting the same thing over and over, maybe you should sit back and wonder, why do I pick the same people? And whose personality am I basing these certain people off of to where I pick the same person each time? That's
But
what
no,
you think about.
but even when you're picking the same person at the same time, you have to think back too. It's something inside of you that identifies with that particular person. Hey,
You don't think that's a part of you y'all should be changing?
change is not always easy, but if you need help with the change, you can also go to www.auntmarysniece.com. I am the woman who deals with change. I change things.
Now back to what I was saying. Y'all think y'all should be, I don't know. I just feel like if you know that you need to heal from a past relationship, don't get into a new one and then become codependent on them and then get your heart broken each time. Because each time you get your heart broken, that is your fault. You saw the signs. Okay?
So we talking about red flags here.
But it's like it all ties into what I was saying, what you bring is kids from past relationship into new.
Okay.
Right?
So, but you know, one of the things too, when you start seeing red flags, you better get your tennis shoes and run. What I say? Get your tennis shoes and run. You like, get your tennis shoes and run. Why? They don't need to stay in a bad situation, especially when you can have a good way out. Go ahead and tell them.
Okay, so like what I was saying, I gotta get back on track.
It ain't hard to do. We do this all the time.
But it's my show.
It's my show. How about it's us and show?
Yeah, it's my show.
It's my show. We're not gonna go back and forth about this.
Back to what I was saying.
You just the co-host. Yeah. That's what it is. Let's call it ace and a spade.
Larissa, a co-host?
Yeah. Come on, let's go. We got all day. We on air. We 15 minutes in. Yeah, say what we got to say.
I said what I had to say.
Okay.
It's just that I just don't understand why y'all would bring past things to a whole new thing. Why are you letting your past stop you from being happy with your future? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
Because sometimes it's better to know the devil that you are. It's better to love the devil that you with than the new one that you have to get. That's why. But that's not always good. Now that's just experience from what I heard.
But it's just like okay, here's what I understand. Okay. If you're in a relationship, I understand talking, sit down with your new partner because you know you've been hurt in the past, and I do feel like you should heal completely from that before you hop into a new person because you can ruin their life too. You know what I mean?
Because hurt people hurt people.
Exactly. But I do feel like sit down with your new partner and talk about the insecurities and talk about what caused them. And then I think this you, because these are your insecurities, not theirs, you should work on them.
So basically, what she's telling everybody is that you have to do your shadow work. You have to go into your dark side. You have to go into what Carl Jung, and some people might pronounce it as Jung, but it's Jun. He actually have you to go inside yourself to pull yourself up and out so you can understand who you are. Now, when you do shadow work, you get a chance to identify all those things that you wish you could not see and all those things that other people see about you. And sometimes it's very painful, but if you can get out of the storm, it's almost like a phoenix. A phoenix dies into the fire and then it comes back out through the fire. So when you're looking at yourself and what you're attracting to you, you need to identify what's going on the inside, because whatever is happening on the inside is going to reflect on the outside. And if you're hurt or broken, a hurt and broken person will hurt and break somebody else. So that's all she's saying. Okay, keep on moving.
It was just that. That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
I could give y'all some tips on how to work out your insecurities.
Okay, give us some lessons in your perspective. Now, keep in mind now, my daughter is 15 years old. I am 41, so our perspectives are going to be a little bit different. But in the same token, our goal is to bridge the gap and build stronger families and to be able to talk about issues that are necessary and things we getting tired of seeing swept underneath the rug. Is that correct? Okay, so because we got this one topic we're going to talk about, and that's going to be pretty much a hot topic.
You want to get into that?
No, but before we get into it, I want you to identify certain insecurities that you're talking about.
Okay, so the main insecurity is y'all do not know the difference between wanting a solution and wanting comfort.
Now, wait a minute. I got to kind of check you for a minute. And the reason being is that one of the reasons why Ross Perot lost the election? He ran for president back when I was in elementary school, I believe. Yeah, because I got an opportunity to meet him in 2006 at the nanotechnology convention. But nevertheless, he lost because he kept on saying you people. Nobody want to be addressed as you people. Everybody want to be us and we instead of I. So I know you don't really have that experience, but you need to watch your pronouns. I'm an unorthodox teacher. So let's talk. Yeah, she don't want to do it. So she can go back to you people. Watch and see. I know her. Go ahead and do your thing.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
Do y'all know the difference between comfort and solution?
Well, we got an old way of saying comfort. We call that Southern comfort. At least when I was your age. I know, because that's what I do. Didn't I tell you? I gave you the story. I got paid to interrupt. So I'm trying to undo what I was paid to do back in 2001. Go ahead. They can't hardly see you. I'm air. Air come in and out. You the flame. Go.
Do y'all know the difference between comfort and a solution?
Mm-hmm.
Last time which problems do you have that provide comfort and which problems do you have that need a solution? That's the first thing. Trust issues. Do you want comfort or do you want a solution? This also has to do with yourself, so you have to think about it. Do the person that has trust issues that's watching this, show yourself, select y'all a nice handful, you know what I mean? So, do you want comfort or do you want a solution? And that's something that you should, sit down with your partner and talk about,
But it's so much easier to have the hard conversation with somebody new and on the outside. Typically, that's what happens. Instead of telling your partner what you desire and what you want.
What's the point of having a partner?
Because they serve different purposes.
A partner is 50-50, half and half, in my opinion. Love is a friendship. If you cannot be friends first, then how could you, how could you do that? Love
What
is
is this?
rooting into the birds and the bees, you know the vibes. Yeah.
That is defecating, shitting, moving into, and having gas.
You know, some vagina is smart. So,
That is true.
you know
I
what?
didn't think he was gonna say something. I tell you, every time we get on camera, I feel like I get flushed to the cheek.
Like I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, you're saying it right, so I can't correct you. That does happen.
Yeah,
That's a
like,
natural fact of life.
so like love is a friendship. So listen, what you would put inside of a friendship, you should put inside your love.
Okay, and it makes sense. But over a period of time, and as we mature and grow, and hopefully when you get back and you look at this maybe 5 years from now, you'll see a difference in your perspective. And maybe not, because you my child, so you probably won't. You probably won't even care.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, I'll be what, 20? So I highly doubt I'm gonna change, you know what I mean?
No, you're changed,
Like, I'm
but
changed, but
your
it's-
perspective might be a little bit modified with more experience along the way. Keep in mind, she's only 15 years old.
Yeah.
And so she's very opinionated about the things she has not been through yet.
You know what? I have to give you that because I have not been through my perfection. You know what I mean? I just be getting my heart broken and stuff.
You still with that young. Even though I had a conversation with you about
I told you I'm not one of them, so I should not include myself.
well, one good thing I know about you that I appreciate, you know when to hold it and when to fold it, when to include and when to seclude.
I'm not going to include myself in our issues.
Y'all issues.
These are my issues. I'm helping y'all.
So getting back into your shadow self, a lot of times when you're going through your shadow self, I'm trying to get right because I can't really see.
Honestly, shadow work is very difficult. As someone who does shadow work every single day, yes, every single day I sit down in my room and I look at the ceiling and I contemplate my life's choices. I contemplate everything that's happened in my life and what made me the way that I do. And I realize that if I wasn't me, somebody else would have to be, and that seems very exhausting for them. So I decided I was going to take on the challenge of being this. And of course, I wear it up, you know. It is what it is, but I do shadow work every single day. So I can tell you that sometimes I don't want to, you know, dig deep into myself. Some days I just want to, you know,
Just chill and
yeah,
relax.
just chill and relax. But I don't, you know why I don't chill and relax all the time? Because I need to get the shadow work done. Shadow work keeps me grounded.
Keeps you grounded.
It helps me know what my boundaries are and what they are, you know? You know, because there's a lot of things. Like, are you really in a happy relationship or did y'all just trauma bond and y'all decided to sleep together?
Now, what you're talking about, the trauma bond and stuff, that's going to be on another topic for like narcissistic reviews. But you keep bringing it up like you just want to just go into it.
I don't really associate trauma bond with narcissism.
Well, that's what happens. You create situations by which you hurt a person so that they'll be tied to you or bonded to you in a way of trying to help you to relieve that conflict.
That's what it is. I'm not sure if I trust that enough.
It seems like you're going to.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I think it's going to be my last couple of times. I'm not sure if it's going to ever. I'm not better than y'all, but like, you know.
Really?
Not, like I'm telling you, I'm very humble.
Okay, Flame, can we see it?
You said something.
Oh,
I'm very humble. I consider myself very humble.
you know, I appreciate having a daughter like her. Because she says sometimes some of the stuff that I thought about when I was her age and tried to say, but you know, usually the older people is be like, you gotta shut that down, shut that down. And yes, we exercise freedom of speech here because when I was growing up, I had a wonderful aunt who may or may not look at this, um, because I want to talk a little bit about her situation. Not because of the fact that it's private, it's actually been on TV, so I can talk about it. Okay. So, one of the things she's told me when I was about your age or younger, don't worry about it. We're going to talk about it. You don't brought it up. It's one of the topics. You just don't know it. And so she said, it's not what you say to me, but it's how you say it. So long as you say it with respect and dignity, we ain't got no problem. You can say anything you want to me. Mm-hmm. Because you know your mama played it.
I have a lot of dignity, and I mean what I say, and I'm not gonna take any of it back. You know I don't care what your feelings are at all, and I'll never care.
You know what? That might be just the Bahamian side of you. But eventually you'll get to that point. While you're 15, I'll let you get away with a little bit of it, but just make sure you keep everything in perspective. So the last thing that we're gonna talk about, because we talked about the bag lady in a sense, you know, but then we really didn't, because when you're looking at bags and stuff that you carry, don't take on too much that you can handle, especially in a relationship. If you see it's not going anywhere,
Leave.
run. Run. But if you see it's worth salvaging, work on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you can't fix it, call me.
Now some of y'all, let's talk about this. Some of y'all wish y'all could see that it's worth salvaging. Y'all know it's not. Now that's something different. Now she's not talking about people who can actually salvage a relationship. Y'all wish y'all could salvage your relationships. Those are not salvageable photos.
Yeah, now certain ones I won't touch, like something like narcissistic relationships, because they ain't gonna do nothing but end you in a bad situation. And the purpose of our organization, if you will, is to build stronger families. So we want to make sure that you're in a healthy relationship in anything we do in our spiritual practice.
You can't save everybody. You can't help everybody.
And everybody ain't called to me. You have to have a selective taste. And I pretty much know if you're going to be my client or not. I know before you call me.
I also will know.
Mm-hmm.
If I care. You know what I mean? I probably won't. I really won't.
See, I'm the caring one.
Like, yeah, she's the caring one. I'm going to tell you how it is straight up.
No, I'm going to tell you how it is too. Like, but I'm going to care about it.
I'm not going to care about your feelings. Because you didn't call me to care about your feelings. You called me to help you. And that is not requiring me to care about your feelings. Because if you care about your feelings, you will find a solution. That will save you. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to tell it. Like you asked me to. But don't get mad about what I say. Because you asked.
And she is my child. Okay, now let me tell you about the story. You know, and every time I say, let me tell you about the story, I'm thinking about, I don't know why, Will Smith in the song, Parents Just Don't Understand. I think that's what it is. I keep thinking about. But before I do, we got to take another commercial break because I want you all to see. Let me see if you can see this really well. The Money Oil and Success Oil. It's on our website, Instagram, and on Facebook. So, when I was growing up, I had an aunt that was in an open relationship or polyamorous.
I love polyamorous. I'm talking.
And so, I grew up seeing it, and I actually had a cousin that was produced out of it, and it had its pros and cons. Now, at that particular time, it wasn't as open as it is now. It was kind of like a hush-hush situation. Now, one of the great things I loved about this aunt, she ain't gonna hush-hush nothing. She gonna put it out in the open. It was so out in the open, it was on the Margaret Corbett show. Yeah, don't go looking. Because you don't know which one I'm talking about. Don't mention no names. But she's no longer in, that I know about at least, in that type of relationship. She's married, but it worked for them. And it worked for some people that I know. Now, we have no judgment when it comes to that because we deal with all kind of people.
And
but
I love polyamorous relationships. You know what I mean? I'm all for it. I don't have to cheat because I have your permission.
So you don't want to go sneaking and ducking and dodging?
Yeah, I'd rather not sneak. I'd rather you know that I'm doing something.
Okay.
Because I'm not the type of person like if listen, I'm not a cheater. You know what I mean? But don't push me. You know, I guess you can't really push somebody to cheat because then I guess I would have been never really done it. And we all know that I don't care. But I guess I would have never had it. Because sometimes cheating is unnecessary. You know what I mean?
Okay, why is it unnecessary?
Like you could have just left that person alone. You know what I mean? Like, what is the reason? You can go do you, I can go do me.
Because I guess it heightens endorphins, being able to be sneaky and what have you. But nevertheless, that's not something that is needed in any type of relationship. But people do it.
You know what I mean? Let's just have an open relationship. You mess with who, I'll mess with them. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute, you mess with who and you mess with them?
Yeah, they mess with who and I'll mess with them.
The same person the other person messing with? Or somebody different?
Yeah, the best person wins.
Okay, now see, you bringing us something else in there.
It's an open relationship.
Yeah, but if you're going to have open relationships, okay. Oh. 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 Oh.
I'm not going to fight harder.
Oh.
No, seriously.
It just not dawned on me everything she's telling me. On air? Really?
Hey, you just picked it up in 30 minutes. I doubt we're going to be able to pick it up in.
Oh. I ain't ready for the show. Oh.
Okay, so back what I was saying, you know what I mean? You mess with you, I mess with them, I mess with others. And we gonna see. You're the best player in the game. Well, I guess it's not really a competition, but it's an open relationship. I can do what I want. I'm committed, but not really. It's a part-time commitment. I can see our marriages. We fix things. I should have things. Now, I'm all for polyamorous relationships. I actually follow a couple polyamorous relationships on Instagram. So you can go through my follower list. It's that on Instagram. So y'all can go through my follower list or whatever you have to do, you know what I mean? So yeah, you can go ahead and go see. I'm all for it. Now and here's the thing about polyamorous. A lot of y'all in polyamorous relationship without knowing it. So why not know that you're in a polyamorous relationship? You know what I mean? Because maybe y'all are sharing your news. Not me though. You know what I mean? They're sharing me, but I don't share them. So.
But then you saying if you're in a polyamorous relationship, they'll be sharing you with someone else.
No, they're not sharing me. They're sharing me, but I'm not sharing them. It's a polyamorous relationship. It's what other people say. They pick up
Oh, are you for real?
I'm very much serious.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, they're sharing me. I don't share them. That's the point of most people. That's my point. Now, there are different types of polyamorous relationships that we should probably get into, like 2 females, 1 male, 2 males, 1 female. Now that two males and 1 female, I don't know how y'all do that.
Okay, why would you say that? Now I've seen that, and that is frustrating because it's like you got to do too much
at the same time. That's a lot. That's too much. Now, you see, when you have an extra woman, there's a balance. There's also extra cabinets when there's a balance because you only have one thing that's digging you out. But you got 2 men. 2 of them. I know y'all think it's a little bit. I'm just wondering.
Did you say?
I think always those who are in a 2-man, 1-woman relationship, how
and one bisexual.
Yeah.
Is that what you're
I
saying?
feel like that would be more accurate. Because
But all three of them could be bi.
I think black people don't,
It's possible
you know,
because you don't know what their past experience or their future experience will be. So now, even though we were talking about this, we have no judgment. We're just having a conversation.
Listen out my family. I don't have no judgment.
You do what you want to do.
You know what I mean? You do what you want to do.
So one of the
And I'm in support because I love polyamory relationship. Power to the multiple people. You know? Power to the people. So yeah, you know, I just always wondered how do y'all handle the females? I'm talking to y'all. The females that are in that 2 men, 1 girl type of relationship. How do y'all do that? Men are very jealous.
but no,
You know?
not in that. But I'm looking at the fact about the chores and stuff. That's just too much testosterone, but it's also too much. I'm not saying like the situations that I've seen that's been on TV, not the people that I personally know, but the people that I've seen on TV when they're involved in a situation in that way, and it's another name for that particular polyamorous relationship. It's like you have children because the men are not necessarily men. It's like the woman running it, and I don't Yeah, but they're running it in a way that is frustrating. It's so chaotic, at least from my point of view. In that it's more. It's like the men can't do that for themselves. But on the flip side of it, when it was 2 women and 1 man looking at it on television, seemed like there was more of a balance there, where one woman could not fulfill a certain need or area, especially when it came to chores or duties of the household. Then the other woman would pick up that position. And not every polyamorous relationship they live inside the same household. Now the one with my aunt, they live in the same household for a period of time, but sometimes you have your own houses. A good example of having your own houses and that person not really participating in the sexual relationship all at the same time would be an illustration of Sister Wives. That's not necessarily what I'm talking about when I'm talking about watching it on television. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what it was, but this was probably about 2 years ago when I saw it. And it could have been on ID or something where they was doing like a documentary or something on it. And just to see all the stuff this woman had to do for these 2 men, and they were all of them was Caucasian. It was just frustrating me. It overwhelmed me so much I had to turn the TV off because I was like, I could not. It was more to me to look at that situation than to be a single parent in that situation.
I feel like that type of thing is more who you choose as your partner.
Okay, now that may be so because they was frustrating the hell out of me. It was just too much.
Yeah, this is how you choose your partner. Because then you are in charge of your polyamorous relationship.
That's true.
That's real. I feel like that's more your perspective is more how they chose their partners. Maybe their partners were never like that. You know what I mean? Maybe the woman, is happy that she gets to have 2 men and still submissive. Maybe that's the thing that she wants. But I'm not one of them.
And there was also a African American couple. I think they live in Camden, South Carolina. They were on TV too, and I think it's called that particular show might be Love Differently or a different type of love or something like that, where they have like different odd couples that you wouldn't really see that would be in a relationship. Like they had this one person was like 30 years older than the other person, and they were very happy. They were married. Matter of fact, just had a baby. Then they had another couple that was a little person. I was about to say the N word. So they were a little person, and that other person was a giant because they was like over 6 foot. It was kind of abnormal for that situation. I mean, when you look at it, and then it was somebody else that was in something. It's something about love, a different type of love. But I like that show because they bring different illustrations on what can be. But like I said, I think for what I was watching and not the people that I personally know, that TV show was so frustrating to me and overwhelming because it was like the men couldn't do anything. She had to pick up after them and all kind of stuff. But on the other balance of the people that I do know, everybody worked together as a whole to make it work.
That's the thing. That's why y'all have to choose your partners and choose your partners wisely. Because at some point, if you're at some point somebody's going to get pregnant, okay? Unless you have some really good birth control. We all know that not everybody has that good right? So somebody's going to end up pregnant. So you have to think about you have to choose your partners wisely. Okay?
Well, I mean, anything you do, that's not necessarily just in polyamorous relationship.
But it's especially key in a polyamorous relationship.
Now,
because you can't because two lazy people and one hardworking person in a polyamorous relationship, you might as well just be single because you're taking care of children. That's what you're doing. Okay, you're a mother. Okay, that's what you're doing, right? Yeah, everybody has to work together, and it says you have more people. You especially have to put more work in. You can't just it's not like one of these basic relationships. You have to really sit down and think. Now, everybody has different points of view.
I will say this, and it could mean when I had you, either when I had you or your brother, there was a teacher or professor of the school I went to, and they were in a polyamorous relationship, and she bought you all a nice gift. I think it might have been you that I had, and bought you all yeah, it was you. No, it might have been Daniel. Bought you all a little stocking to put y'all in for a Christmas picture. It was just real cute. And at the time, I was in a monogamous marriage. Excuse me. And so I was like, how could you do this and be this way? And she was like, well, it's simple. In a polyamorous relationship, we all have duties and different things that we bring to the table. And we talk about it. And I'm not necessarily in a relationship with all both of them. I'm just in a relationship with him, from what she said. And then the other sister wife, if you will, would just join in to do. Yeah. Oh, that's another term. Now, I haven't seen that term, but it might be true. We can look it up and talk about it a little bit.
I don't think it's a term. It's something I just made up off the top of my head. And if it is, I'm copyrighted.
But nevertheless, she saw it as a good thing, because if she got tired or she didn't feel like doing something, she had help to help her do something. Right. But she was pretty much, I guess, not the one that was legally married to him, but the one that was spiritually married to the person. But she was very nice.
Okay, I'm against marriage legally, because why should a paper bind me to you? If I want to leave you, I'm going to leave you. Okay?
Well, you can leave him too if you got, I'm queen.
That's true.
I'll walk out.
That's true.
And put it together if I want to.
No, but that's another good thing we should talk about is marriage. While we're all in it, we should talk about marriage. Okay, so we're going to leave the polyamorous thing. So you said our piece. Let's talk about marriage.
What about it? What
is the reason that y'all want to legally bind yourselves to somebody else?
Well, oftentimes it's for love, but sometimes it's for status, sometimes it's for business, sometimes it's for career choices. I've seen all of that above and have that experience as well.
I'm all for the career choices. Make your paper, make your paper. You ain't got no other way to make your money. Do what Reba said. Remember what Reba told Fancy? Sell that thing, girl. You gotta do it. Hey, that's the best way you know how to get it, and it worked good. You better go ahead and get your money. But me personally, I am against marriage. I never want to be married. Okay? Ever.
Now that's not something that I put in her head.
No, she did not put that in.
And I constantly try to tell her that marriage can be a beautiful and wonderful thing if you choose the right partner.
If you choose the right partner, I choose good people, but I don't want to be married to these folks. You know what I mean? I've had some really good boyfriends. But would I marry them? No. You wanna know why I wouldn't marry them? Okay, there's a lot of things that come with marriage, like joint accounts. And you're not the first person when you try to divorce somebody. If you're not the first person in that joint account, it's over for you. Okay? Especially that person that really sharp memory. You broke. Especially if you put your whole check inside of that thing every month. Imagine how much money that's going to be when that marriage is over. You know what I mean? So, no. You know what I mean? And in marriage, I'm also against the joint account. I give you your money, but you're not getting mine.
what do you bring to the table?
I bring myself. I bring this awesome personality. I'm able to cook, clean. I can sew by hand.
Crochet by
I can
hand.
crochet by hand. I know how to build things. I can fix a car. I can fix the sink.
But I don't
Can
want you
you
fixing
fix
the
the
car.
car?
I don't want
Can
you
you
fixing
fix
the
the
car.
sink? You know what I mean?
I don't want you fixing the sink. We just doing it because.
Yeah, we're doing it because, my brother, he's out here, he's grown now. So, we have to step in and do some of the stuff. But yeah, I can do a lot of things. I'm very much a handy person. My granddaddy taught me well. I can grow
Your
my own
granddaddy?
granddaddy and mama, but I made him learn from granddaddy. Because, he taught me how to farm and stuff.
Okay. I'm just getting offended because I'm here 365 days a week. And
No, mama. I didn't say that you didn't teach me.
I understand that. The only thing I did was scratch my little short hair. I didn't say not one thing. I just was trying to figure out. Because I can remember that we had a garden last year. And we get ready to have another one this year. So I know with our help. So I'm giving credit to the hour. I mentioned that. But I was just kind of like.
Now, listen, my critical thinking skills, my way of, being able to, the way I look at life, I have to help, credit my mom with that. And the basic skills that I learned, because she's the one who helped me learn how to cook. She just put me on the stove and just told me to do something, and I made it work.
But no. Okay, now at the beginning of the broadcast, hold on, you just gave me another shameless plug ability. Oh my goodness gracious. Hold on, you all. This right here, this is actually a cookbook. They got delicious recipes along with scriptures in it. And it is available on Amazon.com, or you can order it at www.auntmarysniece.com. Okay? Now, this is my most requested book out of all the books that I've written for some reason or another. And it's an easy read, and the recipes are delicious. So now back to our regular scheduled programming. Don't forget to get that book now.
I bring a lot of things to the table, you know what I mean? So if you're not bringing more of those things that I bring, because I bring a lot.
Now, what is a lot?
I just said it. I kind of have to list all the skills that I have.
No.
Not only that, I'm a hoodoo honcho. That's a lot, okay?
A lot.
It is not for me. So we need to be able to bring a lot of things to the table, because I bring a lot of things to the table. I can bring protection. I can bring wealth. I can bring happiness. I can bring love. I can do all of that. And if you can't do half of that, especially the wealth part, I don't understand why you need to be talking to me. I don't understand. Now, nobody's gonna give me $1,000 for my birthday at my age. I'm only 15. Let's be honest. Not many of them have me. If it is, just this tax return. I'm just saying.
Would you tell the truth? Oh goodness.
Like not I'm telling y'all, I'm being honest.
I'm in the hot seat. I'm supposed to be air. I might have to blow out this plane.
I'm being for real.
Oh goodness.
Like it's kind of, I have standards. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lower my standards for anybody. Okay? I don't deserve that. I deserve the absolute best. Now, everybody deserves the best, but I bring a lot to the table. Okay, I'm actually bringing something. I'm bringing something of value. Knowledge is power, and I have plenty of that. So I'm bringing a lot of things. Therefore, you need to bring the same thing.
Now keep in mind, as she's telling you all the things that she can do, she had to get it from somewhere, and everything I don't allow her to do.
But,
just because you can do something don't mean that you should. I always tell her that.
And that's exactly where marriage comes in. Because I would not want to sign no paper binding you legally to me, and you want to make a joint account. What is the reason for a joint account?
But you know what? I had another professor that had a spiritual marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And
those are the ones that hit when this push comes to shove and you get shoved. Those are the
worst. Because you're gonna get shoved out the way.
seriously.
I remember that, and that was probably back in 2000, between 1998 and 2000. I think that's when that occurred.
Oh yeah, that ball was real quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, those are unofficial wishes that y'all know y'all got a connection. Me, I tell you, if push comes to shove, and you're the one getting shoved, then you gonna feel that. You gonna feel it. There's nothing funny. There's nothing that's gonna make you.
So now, what do you think about this? Because it's still on the books for South Carolina, where we currently reside. We're in Sumter, South Carolina. Do you think what type of marriage is that? Common law marriage. What do you think about that? That's when you do certain things to become common law. I'll tell you what it is, so you make sure you don't put yourself in that situation. Because I make sure I did not put myself in that situation. I did it one time, and thankfully it led to marriage to your daddy. But shoot, I won't do that. And make sure it ain't done to you. Basically, on the books, you put your shoes underneath the bed. I always make sure my shoes by the door, all the way. And you go grocery shopping. I ain't gonna go shopping with you. I'll go by myself and bring it to your house. She laughing, but I'm serious. And you can you do that, and you mail a letter and start using that other person's name, because it's called a poor man copyright. And so you do all of those things, and you can become legally married. And get this, you got to sign no paperwork, and somebody can divorce your ass. So you make sure, if you in a situation where and I'm not endorsing this, but the reality is things do happen. And so I got to make her aware as her mother. You make sure you put your shoes away so both of y'all can see them shoes by the door. You didn't want them shoes nowhere by the bed, because you didn't want to put them shoes on the bed. You don't go to no grocery store and buy nothing. If you go to the grocery store, let them go purchase, and you go someplace else. And you don't want to use their last name when you mail out a letter. Somebody tried me on that last year. I was like, and I almost did the okie doke, but I thought about that thing. I said, no sir, no sir, no sir.
You see, that's why I say I'm not one of them.
But I wasn't either, because I thought that. And I said, because I remember, when I was.
There's a lot of things I'm bringing to the table, but I'm not.
And there's a lot of things that are taken off the table. Do not put them shoes underneath the bed. Do not tell nobody y'all legally married unless y'all legally married. Right. Because that person can come after you in the state of South Carolina.
True.
So, them shoes going on the other side of the room. Matter of fact, I put the shoes on the next room to make sure. No.
But what is the reason for a joint?
Well, everyone's supposed to have a little stash someplace else.
A little mad money somewhere.
In case something happens.
Mm-hmm.
And for a person who don't and say, "Oh, I love this person and we married to the end of the day,"
love will make you do some crazy things.
And love don't love nobody. You have to go into a marriage with a business mindset. Just like when you have a family is a business. Because don't I sit y'all down, and when we about to do something different and new, we're gonna have us a board meeting. Do we not? You don't like it sometimes because it's at an inconvenient time, but we have a board meeting. Do we not? For years. This is what we get ready to do.
A family is business.
Yep, y'all are my business.
Very true.
So you gotta be about your business, and I had to be about my Black-owned business. These churn. That's the first one.
But yeah, I am completely against marriage and completely against But
no. Let me say this, because I can also marry you if you ever choose. But I have to feel like it. I am a licensed and ordained minister, and typically I try not to marry no one unless I really, 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 really feel it's going to be in your best interest. And if something were to happen, I would be there to keep y'all together, because that's what the witnesses are supposed to be for. If something happened in a relationship, you're going to be able to stand there with that person, those two people, and keep them together.
The only thing
I typically don't feel that way, so I don't marry. But I believe in marriages. Just not for me.
I don't believe in marriages for myself, not just for myself.
No.
No,
Now, I've done it. I've done it more than one time too. I ain't got no reason to do it again.
like the only reason I would care about a joint account is listen. The smartest way to have a joint account is to be on it every
Single
month.
day.
Every single month,
Every
day.
single
You know,
day.
every single day because things can change in 24 hours. You know what? Stay on it. Only put $1 in there. Whenever you can, put $1.50 in there. Instead of you sick and say that you have to tribute it. And then,
Oh, you gotta put $1.50 in a joint account. How you gonna pay the bills? You can put the money in the joint
you know,
account.
because here's the thing. Most of my check goes to me. I worked, not you. Therefore, you only get $1.50 to be put inside of that bank account. Now, let's say, for instance, that we are in a working in a long-term relationship. We've been together for a couple of years. Then we're married, joint account. Now, I'm gonna tell you that joint account like water and rice because more than likely you didn't know I was only putting $1.50 in there. You could have been putting in thousands, and I deserve money for the time that I wasted on you. Therefore, I'm going to go to that joint account and take half of it. Even though I did not contribute half, it was a half and half thing when you decided you want to make a joint account with me.
So basically, you charging them interest on protecting their interest.
I'm charging them interest for wasting my time and taking their interest for wasting my time. Not marrying me. I could have been doing something else.
Well,
that's their fault. And it's not like I didn't warn you because I always give warnings. I'm never going to go into a relationship and not give a warning. I always give warnings. So if you decide that you want to play with me, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you who playhouse you in. I'm going to show you this
play what?
This ain't Mickey D's Playhouse. I'm going to really take you around the park over here. I can really show you something.
Larissa.
Seriously. No.
Who
I'm going to put
Honcho?
$1.50 in there. Right? Because that's the interest.
Okay.
No, seriously. I'm not sure why y'all think I'm being serious.
I know.
If you have a joint account, I'm only putting $1.50 in there. While you're putting in your thousands, I'm watching you. Okay? And you know that it's clearly I'm going to be the rich one in the relationship, so I'm going to be making you sign a prenup. Okay? And according to the prenup, it states you can get the money if that other person cheated. Now, of course, you ain't gonna catch me. I'm real slick. I'm a smooth criminal.
Hey, now, apparently you ain't sleeping enough if you putting all your dirty laundry on this live.
No, because they think that
Somebody might look at it later who you might be interested in and try to do on what. Now, keep in mind, she's 15 years old. She don't know no better.
Judge me, then y'all don't. If y'all judge me, that's not about business. I don't care. You know what I mean? You clearly ain't close enough to me to really see. But seriously, if you marry me, I'm only putting $1. You want to have a joint account after I told you I want a joint account? I'm only putting $1 in because number one, I told you I didn't want a joint account. So if you still want to open a joint account, and I agree, you best believe I'm watching you. That will be your downfall. Do not start a joint account with someone who does not want a joint account. I'm in that joint account. And then I'm gonna put the interest in because you only get like $1 interest at the bank anyway, or maybe like 5 cents or something like that. So
It depends because you could have a money market account,
so
and then the interest is higher.
It's true. So
How we get on the finances when we're talking about everything
I'm
else?
talking
Do you
about how
realize that?
marriages and all that goes together. Now that's
Okay.
a joint account. If you want to open a joint account,
Yeah, but see, the situation is this: we're talking about this money thing,
yeah,
and we're
it
talking
all
about
ties in.
relationships,
It all ties in.
baggage, polyamorous, and love.
Yes.
But we're not talking about nobody money.
That's a huge factor in marriage. How you gonna marry somebody who ain't got nothing? Nothing for nothing leaves nothing. If you ain't got nothing and he ain't got nothing, what y'all got?
You know what? I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Yeah, that's my child.
Seriously,
Mhm.
why would y'all get in a relationship with someone who doesn't have an ounce of value? It doesn't make sense. So back to the joint account. I'm watching you, and I'm watching that account number. Ding, 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 because because seriously, it really does matter. Yes, it does matter in that joint account.
I might have to play my little song, you know, I like to play in the morning times.
It's not
And I'm trying to make that into the ringtone.
like it's what you call it. It does matter. You know what I mean? Listen to this and listen to this carefully now, because I'm preaching to the masses. Okay, I am preaching to the masses. I am preaching to the masses. Listen here. When you are
listen here. And she's 15 years old.
Listen to what the preacher, the who are saying.
But you ain't licensed and you ain't a preacher yet. You gonna work on it
though. The verdict that the judge is talking about.
Oh my goodness.
You know, you're in a marriage, and I have said this earlier, but I know this ain't gonna click very much. Let me say again. Listen, you are in a marriage, and y'all about to break up, and y'all have a joint account. First comes, first served. Everybody knows this. So if you are not on that thing every month, if a marriage is a business, why would you let the main thing that's getting you the money fall from your hands? And it was there. It was in your hands.
Get y'all some of this.
Yeah, get y'all some of that success oil because some of y'all need it.
Even success in your marriage to get some money. But look, I'm getting ready to play this little song. I'm only gonna take 2 minutes, and you can talk about it because this is what I want on my ringtone. Where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money. Yeah, I told you.
If you play this back, it's not gonna sound right. It's not.
Where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money. I just like that song. I need that as my ringtone.
It's first come, first served. Okay? So you gotta be first.
Okay. Money reside, where the money reside, where the money reside. I'm giving you 5. Money reside, where the money reside, where the money reside. Where the money reside, get your oil, get your oil, get your oil. Can you see it?
You do know that
Don't tell her. Don't tell her. Where the money reside, money reside. Keep going. Money reside. Where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money reside. Oh, you talked about it. Okay, everybody. I just had to cut up just for a minute. She brought us some very interesting facts, right?
These are fact-based opinions. Ask anybody who's ever been in a relationship, they got cheated on, they ain't got no money out of it. I'm just saying. That's how you lose 3 times. I don't understand.
Okay, you said they lose 3 times?
3 times.
Okay, show us how they
They
did.
lost their marriage. Boom. They lost the money. Boom. And they lost everything else that they thought they had. Boom. That's 3 times.
I never even looked at it like that. You know, maybe sometimes you lose once.
Just losing in general.
Because the reason why I know, because I'm divorced, and you don't lose everything.
That's true. You don't lose everything. That's why you put everything in there. That's key from the rest. You know what I mean? I don't been around this. I don't been here. I understand. Okay, I'm sympathizing. I'm trying to help y'all.
I'm trying to help us.
I'm trying to help all of y'all. You know what I mean?
Us.
Yeah, don't become the rat. Become the
Cheese.
Okay? Don't be smarter than this now. Especially if you with somebody who got a whole bunch of money. You know what I mean? You better be watching them like, oh, because in a prenup, if I do remember correctly, that person cheats and you have everything, you can take half of what they have. So
it depends on how you have the prenup written. Yeah. And somebody, we got a comment. Hey, your pleasure, 721. Thank you for joining us.
You know what I mean? They should always. Now, what did we learn from this entire 1-hour segment?
What did we learn?
You learned how to not put your baggage inside of your relationship.
Better yet known from the old way of saying it. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Okay. What else we learned? We learned how to think about our baggage. Do you want solutions or do you want comfort?
Southern comfort or run like hell. Go ahead.
Or do you really like? Or can you handle a polyamorous relationship and the benefits and the other and the what you call the pros and cons of a polyamorous relationship? To learn about those, and then
But no, we didn't really talk about all the benefits. We never really talked about the cons because we didn't talk about the jealousy. We didn't talk about the insecurity. I mean, just briefly, you know, the insecurity. You know, you have to have confidence if you're in a polyamorous relationship because other people gonna look at you like you're crazy, and you have to be able to look at the stares. And sometimes it looks like I can't believe that. But sometimes people are in polyamorous relationships and other people don't know. It just so happened that in
That's
our
called cheating.
family, but yeah,
It's called cheating.
no, not always. What I mean, where other people don't know, because again, I was looking at a TV show. I just don't remember the name because it was maybe 2 years ago. Where people family didn't know that they were involved in this type of relationship. They just thought it was a roommate situation, that type of thing. Yeah, but in the same token, okay, if you get into a polyamorous relationship and you don't tell me, I wouldn't know. So you think? I know I'm giving you. I know, but I'm giving you an example how other people may not know because you're looking at the parent perspective. Some people don't tell. I understand that, but I'm just giving an example. And I don't even care if you're in a polyamorous relationship or not. I'll still help you. It don't make me no difference. The job got to get
You
done.
learned
Work got
how,
to get work.
in this video, you also learned how relationships are 50-50. Okay?
But she said that there's never such thing as a relationship being 50-50. I had a Nigerian professor that once said that the relationship has to be 51-49. Now, I thought he was totally crazy, and I was in his sociology.
You know what? He's right. Let me clarify what I said. At face value, it has to be 50-50. But everybody knows there's always that one person in a relationship who does the more, or who is better than the other.
Oh no, who's this more dominant? It's not necessarily better than the other, or better in certain things.
Yeah, better in certain things. Like they're more.
Because everybody's supposed to compliment each other when you're in a relationship.
Right. But pretty much whoever's more.
More. more. You know, okay, we gotta stop giving them that airplay.
At face value, it needs to be 50-50. Now, digging deeper, there's always going to be somebody who is going to be 52 and someone's going to be 48. Okay? Now, I'm always going to be 60, who's going to be 40. That's okay. You know what I mean?
You are a true person to yourself. I declare you are.
I ain't gonna lie. If I could marry myself, I would.
Oh, so you want to do a Dennis Rodman? I married myself. I love myself. I approve myself.
Married myself. I mean, I'm legally binding myself to me.
Y'all, we just kind of joking about the last portion, but she ain't.
I'm not joking. I really would marry myself. You see all this? Why would I have to share when I can just be for me? All this money, all this success. That's fine. I'm keeping here. Somebody out here is gonna feel the same way. I just know it. I'm not the only person who's ever thought about marrying themselves.
Dennis Rodman actually did it.
For real?
Yeah, you have to get the clip on YouTube. And it probably happened when I was about your age. He married himself. He got dressed up in a bride's wedding gown and went and cut out a publicized ceremony.
I would have to cut a cardboard cutout of myself. Or like, oh no. Instead of a cardboard cutout, it would be a mirror.
But you know what? There are such things as spiritual marriages, and we might need to talk about that when you marry. But when you marry a spirit, we might talk about that because that takes place in the Hoodoo community too.
But honestly, y'all, I'm keeping it real. I would really marry myself.
Yeah, she loves her.
I really do love me. Like, I really do.
She loves herself so much. But you know what? I'm not gonna tell her not to.
That's what I raised my. You know what I mean? I put myself on this pedestal. Ain't nobody gonna take me off my pedestal.
But no, you can't say that either because situations happen, and you're still 15 years old, and still. I know, but still a little bit inexperienced. So you don't know what life may happen.
Life experience type of thing. I'm talking about how the way I see myself. More of a self-esteem type thing.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna take me off the pedestal. I put myself on because I'm the best.
But yeah, but people will try that. So you need to
Keyword is
protect.
try.
You need to protect yourself.
Try.
You need to always be doing your work.
Yes.
Okay, and you will experience off moments because of the fact that that's just life. You're not going to be perfect, but you still should love and approve of yourself and be gentle with yourself. It is kind of funny to hear how much self-esteem you have. My mom was living, she was like, you know what, you kind of remind me of your mama, and she was a little bit conceited when she was your age. But you have to have room to love someone. One of the things that I heard, I know, but one of the things that I heard my one of my grand aunts tell me when she looked at everybody in the family and how much love she has, and it made me really think. And this was probably over 2 years ago when she told it to me, and she was like, I have so much love for you. I have so much love for you. And I have so much love for you. Now, I may not love everybody the same way because everybody's individuals and they need a certain type of love in terms of their requirements. Just like with y'all, I love each and every one of you all differently. I can't treat you all the same because you all have different needs. And if I treat you the same, one of y'all needs are going to go lacking. Even though everyone loves to say, I treat all my children the same, I do not. Because all my children need certain things, and we have different relationships. But I try to make sure that I'm always accessible, no matter what I'm doing and how busy I might be. If you need me, I'm coming. Now, if you want me, I might think about it. Right? Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
But if you need me, I'm going to be there. And even with my clients, in town, out of state, out of town, me, I'm going to be there. But I make the choice. And the same should be for you.
That's why I would marry myself.
So basically, you would have a wedding. I can see this. You having a wedding for me, myself, and I. That's what I thought you was going to say earlier. I got married to myself, and myself love myself.
And honestly, I'm already planning my wedding. It's going to be tons of blue everywhere.
Blue? Why all my children are liking all this blue?
Blue, white, and teal.
That's one of my other colors for something. For single.
Like blue is gonna be like paint blue, teal, and white.
Okay, those who know.
It's gonna be perfect colors. Just think about it.
Okay, but you said something in the hoodoo community that some people might know and some people may not know.
If you don't know what a hang is, there's a spirit that like to hang around and ain't been able to cross over yet. What you do is there's a certain color blue, and it looked like
your granddaddy house.
It look like this, but it's a lighter color. It's like baby blue. Baby blue is accurate.
That's more accurate.
Baby blue.
Mm-hmm.
That's paint blue. Now think of paint blue, okay? Think of teal, think of clear, and then think of white. And it's perfect. It's so pretty.
Yeah. But you remember we used that before, about 5 years ago.
And maybe gold borders.
Gold? I can see you doing that too. Even if it wasn't beautiful, it's beautiful too. You never know. It might be. I'm just trying to picture it. So your pleasure 721. How are you?
Would you marry yourself? Would you tell us a good yes or no? Would you marry yourself? Your pleasure 721. I would marry myself. She already know that.
She just loves some her.
Okay, think about it, right? I'll have my nice mirror with a gold border at the altar. One of my friends holding it up for me.
Why wouldn't you put it on a stand or a pedestal? You say you want to stand on a pedestal.
Because I have to be able to kiss myself in the mirror. Maybe Brian kiss himself. I'm gonna slide my ring on in the mirror. No.
Oh goodness, please don't let me drop my phone. Oh my goodness.
I would slide my ring on. Not really, like the picture of me right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would slide my ring on in the mirror while smiling at myself and crying.
I just love you so much.
And then when they ask me to tell my vows, I'll just tell myself my vows to myself.
So when you write 2 vows, or you just have the mirror to repeat it?
Because the mirror is my reflection. I'm marrying me. So I write my vows down. I read it to myself while I'm crying, of course, because you gotta have the dramatics.
So how much you gonna spend on yourself for your wedding?
I feel like a good wedding for myself would be a good $34,000. That includes catering, includes people, myself, No.
All that money for just you? Oh, I wish I could call your granddaddy up so he could be. Oh goodness. What am I gonna do with you?
I deserve the best.
You do. Everybody deserves the best.
And I'm gonna spend it like I know how.
On you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So would you at least buy my dress?
Mhm.
Well, I should come. I already know you. I birthed you.
But I think it's still okay. I would buy your dress.
Okay.
Here's how I would do this, right? I want you to sit back and listen to how
I'm gonna sit back and listen to how awesome I'm gonna look. And make sure I have some nice little
Okay.
eyelashes. I mean, really, you know,
Okay.
the big ones. I think you want to do my lashes in a little bit?
is a little bit. But I want y'all to hear how beautiful this wedding is going to turn out. So, like
Mhm.
I said, the colors. It's going to have a gold border with paint blue, teal, and white. And it's going to be in like, it's going to look like this, and it's going to drape down.
They can't really see your hands because it's going up over the
It's going to
camera.
drape down. It's going to go over the altar. It's going to be like a little veil. It's going to have, it's going to have like two bows at the top. And then
Wait,
instead of here
who
comes
gonna help you with this wedding? Because I don't plan on paying for that.
you don't have to.
Okay.
Like, so you just have to show up and support. That's it.
Okay, but I want my nails. I want my hair.
That's not an
I
issue.
want my eyelashes done. Because if I'm gonna go to this mock wedding, because basically you're mocking yourself.
Could you?
I could. I did it.
I'm not mocking myself.
You are in a sense.
I'm not.
You get ready to look at yourself in the mirror and spend $33,000 when you could actually spend $1,200 and still accomplish the same goal. You don't think so?
Well, I feel like everybody.
So you want the gifts from people? So, question: when you send out the wedding invitations, what are they gonna say?
I'm inviting you to the wedding of the Mr. Moss.
Thank you. Your pleasure, 721. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
And when they ask you for who the groom gonna be, everybody will be surprised.
And then the
You
mirror.
got some
right?
audacity.
The mirror. The mirror is going to be in like teal, right? It's going to be teal. And I'm going to walk down this really pretty blue, and white dress, right? So it's going to be like Cinderella almost, but not really.
Well, I was kind of thinking like Snow White in a sense, because you remember they had the mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. You remember that?
Yeah, but I'm not, can I finish? Okay, so I'm going to walk down in this really nice pretty dress, and I'm going to have all my bridesmaids and groomsmen. And
Like how many people?
Well, I'm going to have 6 people on each side. It's going to be for the grooms on that side, those are my friends that are grooms. And then
You know your numbers, don't you?
and then this side is going to be my friends that are girls.
Mhm.
So they're going to be in like this nice teal, white, and gold outfit. Okay? So now I'm going to walk down the aisle. But instead of you hearing, here comes the bride.
Look, your pleasure, 721. I think she should too. That's too much money to spend on herself or a wedding to herself. She's been with herself all her life. Only thing she got to do is spend a little bit of money. She spent $50 and accomplish what she wants.
No,
Yeah.
from what I want it big and magnificent. I want it larger than life. Because that's how my person is. And I'm marrying myself. So now back to what I was saying, right? So then, okay, now everybody's out here dressing nice, the guests are seated, and instead of here comes the bride, you're gonna be listening to Juvenile, hands on your head while you're working on the pile, start up your good time, hey, and y'all gonna dance out, I'm going down the aisle. And then,
Like the Soul Train?
yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be some type of, it's gonna be all black music.
We need some heat in here. We might have to bring
And then, right?
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna go up. And then the pastor, because I know the pastor will look at me. I don't care if it's my wedding. So then I'm gonna have my friend that's the girl, the first one, like the maid of honor, she's gonna hold the ring. So
I thought the groomman supposed to hold the ring, Larissa.
there's no ring.
But you
It's not like
say you have on one side, 6 people on the other
The
side.
other people are just for the aesthetic. They can look good around the mirror.
Oh.
Now back to what I was saying, right? So then, after that song stops, then we're gonna have about 30 seconds of dun, 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 and everybody can be prepared. Everybody can get over the shock of how they don't see a man there. It is a mirror. So okay, I think 30 seconds is good enough for them to realize that I'm not marrying anybody but myself. So then the pastor is gonna do what it has to do. They're gonna get each other. I'm gonna put my ring on in the mirror. Do like this on purpose, right? I'm gonna put it on like this. Bam.
Thank you, Your Pleasure 721.
And then after that, and then regular wedding procedures, and then I'm gonna have a honeymoon for myself as well.
Hold on for one moment. But I'm getting ready to get me some hair today. I'm just waiting until this broadcast is over. And I won't be long because it's cold out the door. I don't like my hair being cold. But thank you.
And then I'm gonna have a honeymoon for myself. I'm gonna have one of those carriages that says just married for myself.
Carriages like the
ones with the cans on the back. Yeah, one of those. I'm gonna have one of those.
okay.
And then it's gonna say just got married, and I'm gonna ride off into the sunset. I'm gonna throw the bouquet. I'm gonna get up out of there and go to my honeymoon with my mom. And that's my marriage. And not only, and the best thing is, it's in the future going to
So why can't we just do a camera shoot for you when you graduate?
I have someone nice to be with too. After all, I'm celebrating myself. So,
But you know what? Over a period of time, I hope that you're able to find. I know you will if you want to. You put your mind to it. Able to find true love with someone else that understand that sometimes you need a comfort of somebody else's body instead of the comfort of yourself.
Oh yeah, and I thought about another body too. So instead of me having another body, what I do is I get a body pillow, right? But I have my face copied on the thing, right?
I am lost for words, and that does not happen that often.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Just think about it. You just picture the colors together. It's all beautiful.
You something. You want to marry yourself. So what are you going to do when you get old enough and you have Southern comfort needs?
I'm married. Am I not? I'm married. People may think that don't count, but it counts for me because I'm married.
I tell you what.
After all I gotta do is ask myself, do I really,
Do you really what?
should I really go find somebody else? It's all about permission in marriage.
So, Your Pleasure 721, what you think? Outside of spending money on a house, I think she should spend money on a home. Invest in yourself. You need a place to stay. When you get married, you're supposed to leave and cleave. Leave and cleave to yourself.
$33 on myself, and now I have at least an extra million somewhere. Now, come on now. I stay prepared. I wouldn't spend that much money on myself. I'm not one of them. I'm missing.
You something.
You looking lost for words. Like you had never heard me say I'm married myself before.
I didn't think you was going to tell the whole world that. I just thought it was just a conversation you and I had. And you were just playing like we normally do.
No, I have a whole plan. It's going to be a really nice wedding. I'm going to have a whole, and then I'm going to have an anniversary of myself too. Yes. So,
You already have an anniversary of yourself. It's called a birthday.
yeah, don't get married for this for that. So that's it.
Yeah, you my child.
Why y'all laughing at me?
Oh my my goodness. You are my child.
Why are y'all laughing at me? I'm being serious. I don't think that's
That might be the issue because you're seriously thinking about it.
so. You can marry yourself.
That is true. You can.
You know?
Why?
That's the real question.
Okay, so 721, your pleasure 721 says, what would your profession be?
Well, besides doing this talk show thing, I plan to be a clinical psychologist or a travel nurse.
In the healthcare field.
Yes.
And you'd be great at it because you've learned how to take care of people very well.
So I plan on being a psychiatrist. I like talking to people. So naturally, I'm doing something. That's actually what I'm getting my degree in, and also criminal justice.
And actually, what you're doing now is helping you as we work in the hoodoo community, believe it or not.
So it's that's what I plan on. I plan on doing that. So they gonna have, when they see, it's gonna be like a whole different, this is that. It's gonna, I'm really, I'm really something else. So it's really gonna.
And we got that's something else, I guess, from your brother, because he used to love saying that. I miss him.
Yeah, I'm nervous. I mean, picture it. It would be a nice, pretty wedding, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you got a great concept. I didn't think you had thought it through that well. I mean, I was like, she just playing around. I never took you seriously for that.
I'm not sure why. I've said it multiple times.
Maybe. That you did. So we're gonna make sure that we are staying in point because sometimes she just like talking about herself, but I know where she get it from, so I can't say anything.
Thank y'all for watching this broadcast. We're about to end it. Y'all follow me on Instagram at @isthatlarissa. Y'all follow my YouTube at Larissa. It's literally just Larissa. You can't miss it. It's just Larissa.
And while you're staying tuned, in a couple of moments, I'm thinking about doing a reading for Aries. Because Aries been on my mind while my daughters get ready so we can go and get some hair. Because y'all know it's cold and I got to put a hat on. And when I'm out and about professionally, I don't want to have to take off my hat. So I just get me some weaves and wigs. Why are you laughing? It's the truth. You know I do in a minute. I ain't got no problems with it.
Thank y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed what we talked about. Hopefully you learned something too about me, about yourself. Hopefully this made you sit back and think about some things. That's all I want. Just think like the line. You know what I mean?
And get this. Even though we was having this discussion, just know that this commentary, we had some great comedy, and we talked about insecurities and relationship baggage, bringing baggage, a little bit about that. Polyamorous and love. So keep this in mind.
About marrying myself.
Yeah, she was. What I would like for you to know is that we're Aunt Mary's niece, and always self and approve of yourself and be gentle with yourself.
Thank you for listening to Hoodoo Honcho Talks. I'll be back at you when I get there. Thanks.
All right, bye.